Right, good evening. It's wonderful to see you. In 1988, I was privileged to go to the Seoul Olympics representing Sri Lanka. I went with the Olympic team. And I met Reverend Moon and Mrs. Moon in their house in Hannam-dong in Seoul. And I said to Reverend Moon, as a Christian, your books, your holy books are written, but we meet Muslims, we meet Sikhs, we meet Buddhists, we meet Parsis, we meet all sorts of religions. Do you mind if we just trash all of the speeches that you're given and put Indian quotes in instead? You know, which is completely haram for most people from the unification movement. And Reverend Moon said, I know absolutely what you're doing. And I know that you're compiling a book called The World Scriptures. And I want to encourage you that in the next 10 years, this is 1988, the relationship between religions will be absolutely crucial for world peace. So he said, I really want you to work hard. So he asked me if I'd like to go to Sri Lanka as a missionary, and I started doing interfaith work with a Catholic, with a Jesuit called Father Catalano. Do you know Father Catalano? He was from Dehiwala, yeah, We would go to a Buddhist temple, we would go to a Hindu kovil, we would go to they had two sorts of Christianity in Sri Lanka and India. It was called Christian and Roman Catholic. You know, very, very polarized, you know, to talk about that. I come from a long line of racists. My parents hated the Germans, because my two uncles were killed in the Second World War. My paternal uncle was a student priest. He was going to follow his father into the church in North London, in Hampstead, and he jumped into the North Sea, rescuing children 8 times, and then died of exhaustion. So he was a Christian martyr. Yeah, at the age of 20, 21, 22, something like that. So I had a lot to live up to in my upbringing, and I swore I would marry a German since about the age of 6. And I'm very proud to say that I did marry a German, and I have 4 children and 4 grandchildren now. So, you know, thanks to God. Right. In Milton Keynes, we have an interfaith meeting once a month on a different topic. We have a Jewish meeting in the masjid, in the mosque. We have a Christian in the Tamil temple, or we have a Shia meeting in a Sunni mosque, so that everybody can get to know each other and hopefully can get to love each other as well. And I've been doing that now for 15 years. I was chair for 5 years until my wife told me to be quiet, and now she's the chair and I'm her administrator. So I found my place at last. Yeah. This is the first church, Christ the Cornerstone in Milton Keynes, where Catholics and Protestants worship in the same building. Yeah, since the Reformation, since King Henry VIII. Yeah, unfortunately, Catholics are not allowed to break bread. Yeah, at the same time as Protestants because of transubstantiation. So we have a little bit more work to do. Yeah. So we have a Reformed synagogue, we have Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we have Sai Baba, we have the Friends, the Quakers, we have a Buddhist organization from Japan, yeah, and we now have a Sinhalese Hinayana temple right next to the Mahayana temple of the Japanese, which is something I never saw in Sri Lanka, but I've seen it here. So the topic tonight is the role of interreligious wisdom in public discourse. 3 years ago, Robin and I were given the great honor of going to Buckingham Palace for one of the Queen's tea parties. And we met the Muslim lady who runs a Jewish, Islamic, Christian Interfaith Cafe, so that once a month we go to the church and we bring people of all different religions together and we eat together. Yeah? If you sing together, you cannot fight. If you eat together, you're munching so much you cannot fight. Yeah. So she has got a OBE and recently a British Empire medal for her charity. So I was that far away from the Queen. You know, Canon Anne Easter was the Queen's chaplain. She's very privileged and very blessed to be with such a marvelous lady for so long. I thought, what do I, little me, say if she actually asked to speak to me? And I said, I want my town of Milton Keynes to become a city. But with divine providence, that was the last thing she did before she passed over. She made Milton Keynes into a city. So we're now the city of Milton Keynes. We always thought we were. So we have an Abrahamic choir in Milton Keynes where we have people from all religions, but specifically Muslims, Jews, and Christians who sing together. And we sing in Arabic, we sing in Hebrew, we sing in English, in the same, different verses in the same songs. Yeah, to set the standard, set the example, not to do what we say, but do what we do. Yeah. We were going to have a meeting on my love for the planet, on environmental concerns, and then there was the dreadful conflagration in Israel between brothers, between Abrahamic blood brothers, yeah, cousins, yeah, and we thought we can't have a meeting saying nicey things about rivers and rabbits and ecosystems. So what we did was the Anglican minister of the church invited our Jewish representative and our Pakistani Islamic representative to light one candle together and have a minute's silence of every for everybody in the audience. So this was on the day that the Bishop of the Bishop of Oxford, who's our upline bishop, came to bless the city of Milton Keynes. He said, I've blessed many things. It's the first time I've had a whole city, he said. He said, this is a delight. But it was a very serious day. And Khurshida, the Muslim lady, you can see, she was pouring with tears. And it was not a time for celebration. It was a time for deep repentance and inward thinking. What have I done to serve God? What have I done to serve mankind? Do I deserve grace or not? And we were all crying. We've had a lot of meetings of community leaders sponsored by our Pakistani mosque in North Milton Keynes, where people get together and we've published a letter of support for multiracial, multi-religious unity. We sent it to our members of parliament who both ignored us entirely. But the mission goes on. Yeah. So we gathered in our interfaith meeting under the topic of if we pray together, we stay together. I didn't allow anybody to give a speech because there would be grandstanding and political statements. And being living in India when Mrs. Gandhi was killed and living during the civil war in Sri Lanka, I do not like politicians at all. Sorry, I'm highly prejudiced. There's good politicians, I'm sure, but I have to be introduced to them first. Yeah? This is my good wife leading the prayers. The MC is Quaker lady. Quakers do not speak. They stay silent until the Spirit of God inspires somebody in the audience to say something from God. So what she did was she kept a 15-second silence after everybody's prayer. So it was just before Diwali, so we had our our Christian altar decorated with Rama's paraphernalia for the return of Rama. We had Nipponzan Myohyoji, Japanese, very active peace activist, anti-nuclear Japanese peace activist. We had our Shia representative went up to the Jewish representative, hugged her and said, "I am sorry. I have nothing to say to God. I am just sorry to you." Which again made everybody cry. Yeah. Church of England, this is the Hindu Association, this is the Catholic representative, this is the Baha'i religion, this is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Turkish Muslim representative. This Serbian gentleman is Seventh-day Adventist pastor. He's a firebrand, absolute firebrand preacher. Along with the Satya Sai Baba group. We had 85 people who came. Nobody was allowed to speak. Yeah. And we all lit one candle, which I'd like you to do after my presentation. And I bought 24 candles, and by the end of the meeting, we had 24 religious representatives, not necessarily leaders, but representatives who lit one candle. So we used every single candle. So thank you very much. Thank you, Robin, for inviting me. Yes. So in the same methodology, Robin is going to invite different people from different religious traditions to take the light from the central candle and light one of these small candles and place them around. Reverend Moon said, a candle represents God because a candle sacrifices its own life to give light to others. Which I think is wonderful symbolism, poetic symbolism. Thank you, Robin.
Then we're going to have a silent prayer.
And we'll have a minute's silence after the conclusion.
If you could stay on the stage.
Are you going to do it? Yes. That's good.
peaceful world.
As a Palestinian, I think I need thousands.
Yeah, from another conflict area, from Sudan. We pray for Sudan.
Do you want to go in a little bit? Just in a little bit, right in your centre. Right? Okay. Lovely. Thank you very much. Again, we have used all the candles. We have fulfilled our wishes to be together. We will start a minute's silence if everybody could bow their heads and close their eyes. Amen. Amen. So, thank you very much. And this concludes the first part of the this evening. Please carefully go down the stairs. Yeah.
Peace for the children of the world.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
I'll hand you over to the host for the evening, Reverend Robin Marsh.